Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's healing session. We are entering the next zodiac season. We are now entering the Libra season. We have some interesting planetary transits that I want to involve in today's Reiki session. If you really like this astrology series, I upload on my Patreon and my YouTube membership a part 2 where we do 2 extra planets. So if you want to check that out and see what else there is going on astrologically for your benefit, feel free to join my memberships. If you're interested in working one-on-one with me, I offer my Reiki services as well as tarot readings for those that are more interested in guidance. I also have some products you can use for your individual healing. One is a Shadowwork ebook where you can work your way through different topics about kind of self-discovery, but also knowing how to deal with certain emotions, how to work through past pains that you may have not been ready for, that work section, or just to fully, let's say, dive deep into it and analyze it. And now you can look at it from a different perspective. And for my meditators out there, I also have a guided meditation for healing your physical body but also your mind. I personally use it mostly for physical stuff. I'm currently working on improving my skin, as well as I have a deviated septum that I'm trying to fix with the meditation, because I like breathing properly, and a deviated septum runs in the family on my dad's side, and it can be bothersome when you get slightly sick and a stuffy nose and you can only breathe through one side, and usually the one that gets stuffy is my good side, so I struggle getting air through my nose, especially at night. So things we can correct here and there. So thank you so much for this little self promo. On the other hand, I quickly want to promote my vlog channel real quick, because I have that one a little bit abandoned, but I'm putting the effort into vlogging a little bit more. My life is gonna turn a little bit, lots of exciting things coming up, and I want to document them so I can look back to them in the future. If you want to see what's going on in my life, feel free. It's by Sandra. I have it linked here in the name. I'm gonna do a big step and finally commit to taking official ballet classes. A inner child healing moment here for me. I've always wanted to take dance classes. I've been a dancer since I was little, but I never had the opportunity for it, and I'm finally committing to it as an adult, trying this new thing. I've been doing at home ballet, but it's not the same. It did bring me a lot of joy, but learning with an actual teacher is gonna bring me so much farther, so I'm so excited for this. So enough rambling, and let's get into the session. I'm gonna do a little bit of a smoke cleanse. My candle is still going strong. The incense of choice for today, a nice vanilla scent, which I feel works really well with Libra season. Libras are ruled by Venus, and therefore making the space comfy, relaxing and a safe space is really their thing, especially scents can help a lot with that. I'm gonna let this candle be lit a little bit more so you can use the flame to set our intentions that this Libra season is gonna be really prosperous for us. I feel like this Libra season is gonna bring a lot of new things for everyone. Energetically, I feel as if a lot of change is coming from the tarot collective I did last week. Almost all 3 groups had some sort of change happening, but I don't remember specifically which ones. But 2 groups had major death moments, as in complete rebirth, and basically going to the next step. So we're just gonna help you out here a little bit, shed that old layer with the small clouds. Mercury in Libra is the first planet. We're gonna take a deeper look. We're gonna start with the first intention here, which is careful life choices. This is a time where you decide in which direction you want to go. I'm gonna take here a clear quartz to help you, give you that clarity. Libras, the symbol is a scale, so it makes sense that they are careful with their decisions. With Mercury backing this up, we have the intelligence part where instead of just impulsively choosing between 2 choices, you might want to check all the resources and see, like, is this a really good decision, instead of just diving head first in, especially if it's a big decision. Maybe making a pro and con list can help you at least exhaust all your options, but not to the point where you feel like you're overthinking it and getting anxious, you know. Take your time, but don't obsess over the results. Try to find that perfect balance that Libra people have. Focusing here a little bit on your head so we can bring that clarity into removing any mental fog you might be experiencing right now, any overwhelming feelings, a little bit of a cleansing as well. It should not feel like it's hard to make that decision. Focusing a little bit on your crown chakra here as well. So so you may receive intuitive guidance from your higher self. Bringing that down to the mind. Maybe even into the subconscious if you're someone that always has that little doubtful voice in the back of your mind going like, oh, but if you decide this, it's gonna be really bad, like trying to steer you away from the choice that you actually want to make. Next one is being mindful of people pleasing. Libras like the peace and have this desire to keep the peace between everyone, and they like to tend to keep to the peace between other people, and that sometimes puts them in the role of the mediator, or even trying to do things for people just so they're happy. And this is why I want you to be mindful whenever you feel like you're switching into a people pleaser, especially if you're someone that's trying to work on this and make it less. So we're just gonna remove that people pleasing tendencies with a little bit of a plucking. There is something that you need to practice. Can't expect to be all of a sudden good with it if you've been raised to tend to other people's needs first before your own. Libra season is also a month where I feel like you need to focus on yourself and put yourself on the pedestal instead of other people. One thing I have with my friend is always, I'm numero uno, no one comes before me, if that's possible. I know there are mothers out there and dads, or maybe you're a caretaker in general. It can be difficult, but even if you find yourself in that case, make sure to at least half an hour a day, if it's possible in your schedule, to just focus on yourself, to bring you back to that center, to recharge your energy and make sure that before you give something to others, your own cup is full. Because we tend to sometimes exhaust ourselves trying to please everyone, and then we realize, oops, I don't have any energy left for myself. I can't even bring myself maybe to wash my face before going to sleep because I'm so exhausted. It's maybe like your homework for this Libra season to find what works for you, to put yourself first and have that energy before you help someone else, especially if they are a little bit dependent on your help. You know, you want to be on the top of your game before you do something else. Last intention here is time to be active. We're gonna use here a carnelian to help us give this boost of action taking. Maybe there was a sports that you always wanted to try, a workout, maybe a class. This is your time to finally sign up to those things, which ironically I did the same thing. I'm starting my ballet classes exactly in October, so even I have been influenced, so it's not just you. But it's the perfect time to be more active and especially try something new. I feel like Mercury is also kind of like a planet of extreme routine, and breaking out of routine is sometimes a bit difficult, especially if you're Mercury ruled. But I remember Sailor Moon that Mercury would always study for hours on end after school, and when somehow those plans got messed up because an enemy came up and they had to save the world again, she would be worried about her studies or something like that. It's mostly because she's just so used to that extreme routine and do something different. But yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna try it at least for this month, just to try something new. Especially if you've had it on your vision board and your goal list for 2024. This is your time to shine. I want to focus here a little bit now on the sacral chakra, and maybe even the root chakra, making sure that both of those are working complete harmony, so you don't feel like bringing up excuses. Oh no, I can't do that because I have so much going on, or the timing is not right, oh it's too expensive, whatever excuse may have come up constantly. We're gonna put all of those aside. Even if it's just 5 minutes a day, it's still 5 minutes a day. It doesn't necessarily have to be outside of your home. We're really lucky in today's day and age that there's so many YouTube videos we can access for at-home workouts and stuff like that. Taking that energy and expanding it all throughout the body so you feel that motivation burst within you. Next planet is Venus, and that one is entering Scorpio. And for our first intention of this planetary transit, we're gonna help you embody your attractiveness. We're gonna use here a snow quartz. I just want to move this energy all around you. give it a little bit of a boost. We're gonna fluff it up. That way you are enveloped in, you notice your own energy and how attractive your own energy can be. This is not necessarily looks wise. We're here speaking completely energetically. We sometimes can feel really drawn to certain people, and it does not always have to be physically right. It can just be something about them, their aura, their energy, the vibe they give off, and that's what I want to focus on here with you as well. You're so much more attractive than you give yourself credit for, and it's when you put the attention towards it and realize like, oh, I'm really attractive, and that's when like you start to flourish and other people start to notice it, even if it's not like something that you're really into or like a goal of you. It can always be helpful because it opens up opportunities, gets you invited into events with friends. Maybe, you know, maybe before that they have not considered you to invite you because they thought maybe they're not really into it, but now that you're expressing your magnetism a little bit more, it's stronger, people feel more drawn towards you. They're all of a sudden like, oh, you know, I almost forgot to ask if they want to come to this event, or maybe they're hosting something, or it can get you noticed at your job all of a sudden for a promotion, a salary raise. So many different things can happen once your energy starts to take up more space and people notice it more in like a good sense. Because I know sometimes people can feel scared about being noticed by people with bad intentions. It does not have to be that way. It can happen, but mostly if you assume that, or if you shift your attention towards it. But we're here focusing on the good part of it, you know. And it takes practice. At first it might feel weird. The more you notice it, I mean, I certainly had a little bit of a struggle at the beginning with it, because people then start to look at you more and you might feel defensive. I'm like, why is that person looking at me? And then you have to remind yourself, oh, it's because of my energy. My energy must be really drawing them in. And then it switches in your mind. It's like, oh, it's actually good because that means my energy is really nice. People notice my energy. Start fluffing it up a little bit so that it takes up more space. And you're allowed to take up more space. You don't have to hide yourself. There's enough spotlight for everyone. It's not a, we'll have to dim myself a little bit because otherwise other people will get noticed. There's enough for everyone. So I'm gonna be also like kind of like pulling on it a little bit, just to make sure that it's really like taking up the space that it needs to. The next one can be tied into the previous one, which is be fearless in trying new things. And I mostly meant it here in a appearance aspect, because Venus in Scorpio, they're really attractive people, really charismatic. They don't shy away from anything basically at this point, I would say. But how many times have you looked at a piece of clothing and wanted to try it out, wearing it, something new, but then you changed your mind last minute because it's specific reasons, right? So we're gonna raise here your courage to try those new things out, not have any fear behind it. Or maybe you've been wanting to change your hair, different color, different cut, but you always went with like the safe option because it's what you're used to, it's within your comfort zone. Maybe if you're a makeup wearer, you wanted to try a new makeup style, but you were scared of what would people say about it, how would they react to it, will it even turn out good? Just be more playful about those things and try to remove the attention from what will other people think and shift your focus and mindset into how am I going to feel trying this new thing out. Because the way people react is a reflection of you. So if you try it out but you're constantly fearful of what everyone is gonna say, they're gonna react that way. Best example I can give, I was used to grow my hair and then chop it off and then grow it again. When I already had this YouTube channel started, I chopped it to chin length, and that was the first time I've really felt good with like such short hair. I was really embodying it and like enjoying it, and therefore the reaction, everyone else loved it. I got so many compliments with that hair, and I didn't do anything special. I just chopped it off all one length, let it be like that. But so many good responses because I felt good, and because I felt good, immediately that reflected back. So a little bit of a lesson here, kind of. The way you internally feel is a direct result of what your reality will reflect back to you. So be a little bit more mindful about how you think about yourself. Last intention for Venus and Scorpio is deepening your already close relationships here on your heart chakra. So we're sure that you even allow yourself a chance, taking down the walls of protection you have built up. How make you feel comfortable letting people in even deeper than what they were. And I want to focus here on like your already close relationships. It does not have to be someone that you met this year. It's people that you already feel really comfortable with, to even deepen the relationship. Stirring up the energy in your heart chakra in case there's still anything blocked. We're going to also take that energy and spread it out through the body, so the body knows that it's safe for you to take that step, so that no matter what happened in the past, no old programming can get in between you and taking that step, as in self-sabotaging and holding you back from deeper. sending that energy up to the mind to remind you that it's safe, in a way to help you reprogram your subconscious into allowing the people to show that they're not going to take advantage of you, show that they mean well, that you are chosen. Of love to finish up. Now you're nice and ready to go into this Libra season. Let me know what you look forward to for this next upcoming chapter. Now I see you guys in the next session. Goodbye everyone.